Right, so what's in your energy today? Okay, I'm being brought here. You're getting healthier. Your natural high vibration is being rejuvenated, because you had some deceptive energy around you, possibly that were keeping you in some kind of fantasy, or they were fantasizing. Um, it could be people wearing masks, or it could be um, just deceptive in nature, whether they're conscious of it or not. Um, Spirit wants you to know that they will move you out of anyone's way who doesn't really mean you well. They're that close to you. And Spirit's also asking you to watch how the angels look after you. So keep in mind, um, when specific things are going particularly well, thank the angels. Um, don't take them for granted, have a little nod towards them, and it should increase, I'm hearing. But overall, the scales are being balanced, and you have energies in your energy field that believe in karma now. I'm also hearing that was just a matter of time. People that were deceptive and just generally just made you feel like you're not enough. They don't fully understand yet. That's why they understand now as upside down. So they haven't learned their karmic lesson completely. Maybe they're on the journey, but they're not fully there, and they won't be able to come back into your high vibration until they do. And even when, if and when they do, I'm being brought here. Be mindful of letting any energies back that don't contribute to your high vibration, that don't contribute to your health. Spirit will do this for you, but you've got to do a bit of work too. Don't just sort of put your hands up and say angels do everything. I'm brought here. By the way, you were like medicine to these people, and you're often even these people that aren't in your energy, you do provide a type of medicine to other people, I'm hearing. This is an interesting card, so Spirit help me, because I'm not entirely sure. Do you like them, or do you just like the fact they like you? So I'm feeling like people pleasing, and maybe you've put yourself in situations because their mask really, in some instances, maybe not all, they seem like they really like you, so you sort of feel like, oh, I'm safe here, this is safe, I'm hearing, and you hold on to it. And then I'm feeling like later on you kind of wish you didn't, because then they start playing mind games or using your energy and possibly not being so kind, being deceptive. I don't feel like this energy is so much in your energy, but it could be. I feel like it's more a bit peripheral, like you have met people like this that try to get in, and they do because they're extra nice, and you think, well, this is safe, but then they attack you somehow, like maybe a few digs here and there, and you're sort of like, why did I trust this? And I am brought to this sort of people-pleasing energy that you've let go of, or at least shedding. But maybe Spirit's asking you to think about that, like when someone does feel safe, those are the words that are coming through, because they seem to really like you. Ask yourself if you like them, not the mask of them being, nice as a gift wrap. Anyone with a mind can be nice. It's not that hard to do if you're that way inclined. All you need to do is a bit of flattery, which is inauthentic anyway. So strip that back and ask yourself, do you like them? So that's what I feel like Spirit's asking you. I'm also feeling like very often these people come into your energy, they sort of get in the door. It's weird because this put it where it fits, but this feels like, I think it can piggyback off the other energies, but this feels a bit more like other people for some reason, but put it where it fits. I do think there is some qualities here that sort of do transfer into these other energies, and again, it's people, places and things, but maybe it's people that you give a chance to, and again, it can be lovers, it doesn't matter, and you're sort of like, oh, this is familiar, this feels safe, and then you find out it's not. They start attacking your self-worth. You can feel sort of jealousy energy, and you actually find out they're quite shallow, or and I think you end up feeling a bit foolish, like why did I let them in? There's a Sagittarius here, but again, it doesn't have to be. Obviously it's a fire sign that could resonate for somebody. Yeah, so essentially people that haven't got much to offer, not that you go into situations where you're like, well, what can you offer me? But you don't want anybody coming into your energy who doesn't naturally have a healing heart, doesn't naturally have a high vibration. Just be careful of people mimicking your high vibration. They want it. It's healing for them. There could be a sort of element of a bit of like energy vampire, I'm feeling. And if this has happened recently to you, or it's not so recent but it lingers, just return it back to sender. Ask your spirit team to return it back to sender. And people would only make you feel not good enough because they don't feel good enough. I mean, people that feel good enough don't go around trying to make people not feel good enough. And I'm not saying for a moment, just because you don't like someone, they're not good enough. It's just a frequency match, and it's either there or it isn't. You know, it's not. But just be careful about letting people into your energy that potentially see your energy as medicine, and what they're sort of gifting you is fear in return. Yeah, and if it's not jealousy, it's envy. Something of this. You do have another energy going on, and it does feel a bit soulmate twin flame energy going on, because there's two chasing cards out here and the runner. I think you would be considered the runner, and now this person, now you've learned to be kinder to yourself, now that you've learned to be more discerning, now this person will become the chaser and will be chasing. But spirit does want you to know, and it does back off other readings, and you know, it's just, this is how the spirit and angels work. This person needs people around them that love them more than they love themselves. You could have been in that energy at one point, hopefully not, but you know, I'm sure you've learned a lesson if you were. But spirit just wants to remind you that this person has a lustful entity attached to them, and they're not interested in intimacy. They could very well be in this energy of just wanting to be close to you, to feel, even unconsciously, to get your energy, to get your medicinal energy in exchange for something dark. You know, give you their darkness, give you their feelings of not feeling good enough, you know, like an exchange, I'm hearing. And maybe you need to ask yourself even about a soulmate or twin flame karmic. Do you like them? Like, ask yourself honestly, do you like them? Or is it the bond? Is it the trauma bonds, or they remind you of someone, or you know, something like that? Or is there, are you hoping, are you in love with the hope of them being somebody that you would like, rather than what's actually in front of your face? And I'm not talking about the mask, I'm talking about you to use the Empress is here, so your psychic gifts, your intuition to work out what it is. Yeah, so you're heading to abundance. It comes out in every reading. This is your energy. I think you are just naturally abundant. You've naturally got a healing heart. You could have suffered a little bit, been around deceptive energies, like maybe your mental health dropped a little bit, or even your health. But I'm hearing like that's over. You're staying in your high vibration now. You're staying with your healing heart. I do believe you understand these energies better, but again, Spirit probably just pulling this out to remind yourself. Think about it. Is this person, do I like them? What are they adding to me? And I do find it, I feel a little bit funny saying that, because I don't think it should be like transactional like that, but are they contributing to your health? Are they contributing to your vibration, or are they taking? And if it's not taking, maybe, you know, like they're playing games, you know, brought here games, maybe they're, which lowers your vibration, you know, like, well, why, you know, why are they taking 2 weeks to text back? And, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, so just focus on this, because I think previously this has been a blind spot of yours, and Spirit's bringing it up because your scales have been balanced. You're much more in alignment with your high vibration abundance and your healing heart. That was already there. That was already there, but it was somewhat buried under these other energies that have got in, or are in, still in your still in your orbit somewhere. So although Spirit will help you, they can't do all the work. You've got to, don't fall for the fantasy. Don't fall for the mask. Don't fall for your blind spots. Now you've learned this lesson. Anything else, please, Spirit, for the highest good of all? Please allow the messages to fly out in God's will. 11:33 on the clock when I looked. Please allow the messages to fly out in God's will for the highest good of all. It's too many, Spirit. Let me see what's on the bottom. Yeah, so you could be in a restful energy right now. It doesn't mean that you actually are resting, but maybe you're being asked to do that where you can. Yeah, so diligence. Don't use it. Use your diligence. And if you know this is a blind spot of yours, you know, you do fall for a big smile and a compliment. Just be mindful of that. I don't think you fall for it, because the Empress is here, so it's telling me you don't. I think it's because your heart's so big, you're sort of, because you see straight into someone's soul, and the heart of the matter. But that's not where everyone's energy is operating. You know, very often they're operating these lower vibrations, and you might be sort of wishful thinking a little bit. But yeah, you're in your new beginning, and that's confirmation there. Anything else, Spirit, for the highest good of all in God's will? Yeah, so maybe you could do still a bit more work on your spiritual beliefs. Perhaps it goes a bit in and out. And it, you know, things do ebb and flow. But when I started the reading, I really felt, you know, I was there saying, you know, give a nod to spirits and your angels when they are helping you. And maybe this will get you into more alignment. I think you are pretty aligned. I mean, you're an Empress, but perhaps there's still room. There's still room to believe even more. And possibly believe in yourself. You know, maybe you've had a bit of a, yeah, be patient though, so don't sort of tell yourself off like, yeah, you know, I've been not really in tune with Spirit today, and I'm just, you know, I'm not doing good enough. That it's not that either. It's just when things are going well, and it could be anything, you know, like you don't have to wait in line, somebody says something at the right time, you know, that kind of the synchronicities you get. Even write them down, but you know, do a gentle nod to spirits. I'm hearing. Tell me more about that, please, Spirit. Okay, what I'm getting off that is, and it does piggyback off other readings, is that you have a very big heart, and I am feeling this deceptive energy. Don't be so open. But maybe you give this sort of good advice to everyone, and that, or you know, or whatever, your natural healing heart for everyone, trying to help everyone, maybe even disclosing things about your life. And I just heard, oh gosh, I think you've had or you do have had or have energies where, like, even if you were to tell them things that aren't so great about your life that you've had to overcome, there's some envy. So very low vibrational, because I don't think you've ever told anyone anything to be like, feel sorry for me. I think if anything, it would be just to sort of be understood a bit better, but in fact they're sort of annoyed that you have a story. So it would be a safer passage for you to be a little bit more secretive. And that's not to be like, oh, I'm keeping secrets, but maybe you're very open. So when these type of energies are coming in, using your energy, medicine and stuff, it's like, I would say like stealing your secrets. I'm not liking the energy, so I'm going to leave that there. So just take it where it fits. Yeah, so keep it simple with these people. It's not about being fake. It's just that you've got a lot of depth and you're dealing with people that are quite shallow. And they already, I'm hearing already dislike you. So, and they probably don't, but there's part of them that already is, especially if you're dealing with people that are in like comparative nature, they're waiting for a reason to dislike you. And maybe if you're making that harder, oh, just keep it simple, I'm hearing. Just be surface with people to a degree. You don't have to not be yourself, but maybe don't offer so much depth, so much help, so much medicine until you trust them. Anything else, please, Spirit? The high school. Oh, we've got some here. Let's see what's here. Yeah, so use your intuition. Say no. Exactly. Thank you, Spirit. So even if somebody does ask you out directly about things, you don't owe them an answer. It doesn't mean you have to lie, but you can simply say, I'd rather not answer that, or, you know, whatever. But maybe you've been a bit of a yes person, just like, a bit, you know, that sort of people pleasing energy. You have to be diligent, use your intuition. Anything else, please, Spirit? Messages for the collective. Yeah, I think you've allowed yourself to be quite naked to some degree. You're sort of like very honest, very honest. Don't, open book. You're just an open book. But I think Spirit's asking you not to be as open with people you don't really know. And even then, you don't owe them that. Yeah, because I was feeling earlier like you get yourself almost like trapped. And that's why the escape here in butterflies, like all of a sudden you sort of fall for the charm or something, and then before you know it, you're sort of like, why am I here? Like, now I'm getting jabbed at, or now I'm not so comfortable, I need to leave, I need to escape. And then you've revealed all your sort of, I'm hearing, your beautiful self, and they've just like thrown it in a dustbin. And that it could interrupt your manifestations. But obviously just take that where it fits, because, you know, use your own discernment. And it obviously these readings aren't for everybody. Yeah, you don't need to rebuild with any energies you feel suspicious of, or you're not 100% sure that you like, or perhaps in the past you did, because you just kept on seeing their hearts, you know, like underneath all the clobber, I'm hearing. Anything else, please, Spirit? We've seen 2 time cards. I think it's just a matter of time. The more you tune into this energy here of high vibrate. You already are, but you know, you're just focusing on that, nodding to spirit. You'll know how to work with people better. Not that you were working with people badly, but I'm still being brought here. People that are shallow, people that are just going to take you for granted, and they have no other interest anyway. They have no desire to contribute. They just want to take. Time again. Tell me more about that, Spirit. Okay, so I saw separation upside down. So I think there's somebody in your energy who doesn't want you to heal and doesn't want to be separated from you, but they probably very well know that the more time you are away, the more time you have to heal. But of course, this lower vibrational energy wouldn't want that, because it brings them sorrow. But if somebody truly loved you, you know, of course you want people to heal. You've ended that, whatever that is. But I am feeling like it's quite a few energies, but it also feels like energies that are close, and then some energies that are not so close, or try to get close. Heartbroken card again. I think it's every reading. Yeah, so just you found your self-worth, you found your value, you're taking time to heal, you're taking time to look at your shadow work. Maybe this is a bit of your shadow, this accepting people into energy that you don't actually really like. You know, ask yourself why you're doing that. It could be some like trauma-based appeasement. You know the truth. So, and of course the Empress is here when I was shuffling. You know the truth. There's just something, maybe you're just not listening entirely. I think somebody wants to come in with communication with the Knight of Swords here. I'm hearing aggressively. So you don't owe anyone communication. And obviously we have these chaser cards here earlier, and I do believe you're the runner. And we have lovers upside down here. But again, it's people, places and things. You can just put it where it fits. Yeah, I saw that flash out before. This person's in a Nine of Swords energy. I'm hearing they can't sleep and things. So they're probably feeling like it's quite urgent to get into communication with you. But whether it's this energy here, or this more intimate, romantic energy, which isn't intimate, it's actually lustful. I'm not feeling like any of these energies are particularly anything to communicate with, but of course use your own discernment. Oh. Could be an earth sign. We've got Queen of Ten of Pentacles comes out. Like, if it's not in this deck, it's in another deck. Well, you've got counterparts here again. We've got counterparts in the last one. So you've got King and Queen of Pentacles. Did we? Yeah. King and Queen of Pentacles. Again, this doesn't have to be an earth sign, but, you know, that could resonate, but it doesn't always work like that. Heartbroken twice. Union card. Ten of Pentacles, which obviously is a good card. And then the Four of Wands, which came out last time, which is a, you know, twin flame card. But I genuinely believe you found your own peace and harmony, and you're celebrating yourself. So put that where it fits, because, you know, there are people out there just happy single, happy indulging in their own self. But because we got the message card here, we have got chasing here, heartbroken twice, it's very likely someone's coming in who has a divine connection with you, at least wants to be upright, and you've had separation with them, but they don't want you to heal. It didn't come upside down, the counterparts, but yeah, this person left you out in the cold. Maybe these people did. Maybe that was part of their mind games. But you've restored that by tapping into your natural high vibration. Yeah, these people were foolish. And I think just, I don't want to tell anybody what to do, but they don't understand now is upside down. Sorry, they understand now is upside down, so it means they don't understand. And the foolish card doesn't have to mean that, but I think Spirit's asking you not to be foolish and take a leap of faith with something you already know won't offer intimacy, quite lustful in nature, doesn't truly understand, maybe on the shallow side, and you might not actually even like them, you know, at the heart of it. Yeah, they were a burden to you. Spirit's asking you to protect yourself. Just carry on working on whatever you're building. Maybe it's just better self-esteem, better relationship with yourself, projects, and so forth. Anything else, please, Spirit, for the highest good of all? Stay in contact with knowing your worth. This person doesn't want to be toxic, but, you know, some people want to be an astronaut, and it doesn't mean they're going to be one. So just because somebody doesn't want to be toxic, and toxicity can take all forms, codependency, to relationships, people, things, places. You don't want to be, but it's probably the very reason you stepped out of this. You know, some people can be codependent about making you feel less. You're stepping into your Queen of Wands energy. Maybe you're starting to feel better about yourself, getting more energy, having... I'm hearing visions, like you got, and vision came out through the last read about vision, you know, like I said dreams, but you know, it could be epiphanies, you know, just sudden downloads. But yeah, divine judgment's been called on this, but I'm also hearing, yeah, the divine can help you, but you also have to do some work, you know, like I'm brought to this butterfly. Don't allow somebody to trap you in a jar just because they're smiling and saying the right things. Oh, particularly if they're a Knight of Wands, so somebody who's just going to be in and out anyway. You're the High Priestess, so, and the Empress cards came out, so this is just confirmation for you, like just a reminder. Yeah, you'll be back here. You were probably in this energy. 5 of Coins upright, so, you know, feeling left out and stuff, and absolutely depressed, stressed out, can't sleep. And I don't think you're really in that energy. Maybe you touch on it sometimes, but overall you're healing, or starting to believe in yourself, you're starting to think about what it is that you want, your health is getting better. This person wants to come in giving you a cup of love, and it landed a bit on the side because I think they don't really know how to do that, and they probably won't be able to stay in it because they, underneath it, they just genuinely are quite discontent. They're a bit, nothing pleases them, they're bored, they're possibly depressed, you know, and not to judge anybody, and we all go through different things, but you know, just think about what it is you want in your energy, and including even to yourself. So if you find yourself having thoughts that you've gone over and over again, say no. It's like, I'm calling judgment on this. Spirit, help me. No, I've had this conversation myself 100 times. It's self-harm now. No, I don't want to go down that route. You know, I love myself. I'm doing my best. You know, whatever it is you need to tell yourself to push through it. I think whoever's coming into your energy is having something to problems with their money. So that might be what's bringing them down. Maybe that's made them become more contemplating. Like maybe they put lots of what do you call it, self-worth into the material, and pentacles can mean this. And if it's taken a bit of a blow or a bit of a dent, they're sort of like, who am I? Now I feel like I'm not good enough. I let my ego get inflated. It made me feel like I was better than everyone. So what does it mean now? I'm not. You know, so it's a bit of like an ego death. Yeah, Ten of Swords. But this person before, or people didn't want anything serious with you, or traditional at the very least. And I'm hearing they know that you want something more real, but it shouldn't be the case that somebody's got to kind of have an ego death before they get there and feel, you know, heartbroken. And you know what I mean? I mean, sometimes it does take that to learn lessons, but I'm hearing they're in a ripe situation. They're if they are learning, they're just learning. So don't just accept it where you're gonna get trapped into a jar and you're like, oh my god, like I don't even know if I like them and I'm trapped. This person could be a father or a father figure. Again, put it where it fits, because gender roles don't matter. Yeah, they're going to contact you soon, and that's why we saw the Knight of Swords earlier. So it has come out in other readings. So just be mindful of this, and ask yourself, maybe not even do you like them? Do you want them? Do you want this in your energy? Is it adding to your natural high vibration, or is it detracting? Could be a friend. It doesn't have to be a lover, or maybe this is what you'll decide. You know, just be friends with you. But again, I'd still be careful with that. It says rest when you need to, and rest came out earlier. So I don't know if you're overdoing it, or you need to, you know, consider having a rest. Maybe have fun. Maybe you're not focusing on that too much. Yeah, so this person lost access to you. They don't want you to know the truth, but of course you do, because your High Priestess, Empress came out. Yeah, and they have demonic attachments. I think I'm going to leave that there. But don't forget that this person took you for granted. Spirit is going to help you, but they are kind of leaning towards, like, you've been given all the tools, you've been given the resources, you've been given a new paradigm, you've been given a new perspective, you've been given all of these things to help guide you. So you've also got to do some of the work, you know, like, don't allow someone to just come in with the right mask and have all that work undone. And especially when you know it's a mask, you can feel it's a mask, but you're sort of lying to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Are they going to add to your vibration or not? Right, I'll leave it there. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Please be with me and the collective and bless us. So mote it be.